Michael, good morning. You've been traveling world over, meeting with, CMOs from various industries, various companies globally, right? And so what do you think are the primary challenges of today's CMOs?
I think that many CMOs behave more or less the same way. Now, I'll grant you it's not an easy job to be a CMO today. In fact, I say it's 10 times harder to be a CMO today anywhere in the world than it was just 10 years ago. The explosion of channels, the real-time marketing aspects that we're looking at just makes this very complex. But I can't help thinking, and I know you're a proponent of the same, that so many CMOs are not objective driven. What we see even with very large brands is that there are too many investments going into activities, and when you ask why these activities are there is no clearly defined objective that would serve as a good answer. So that's definitely one aspect that we have. I guess as human beings we have this tendency to want to be wherever it's good and new, because it takes us away from our dull daily life of repeating that campaign or that structure of a campaign that has proven to work time and time again. So a lot of attention is shifted towards all the wrong areas and for all the wrong reasons. So that's one thing I'd like to highlight. But the other thing I'd like to highlight, and again I think we're addressing human nature more than anything else, is the fact that most businesses do not have their marketing foundation in place. And what I mean by that is that the very basics are very often flawed with most organizations for the same reason. You know that data is more important today than it ever has been. I'm of the opinion it's always been important, in particular in industries where things like direct marketing would be a good approach to acquire customers and retain existing customers and so on. But today, dealing with data is something that most marketers and CMOs in particular aren't really educated to do. And I guess that's one of the reasons why they've shied away from that. But data and getting your data in place, so to speak, and really understanding what you have to deal with is part of your marketing foundation. And it's something that I think CMOs should spend a lot of time getting right. Have a plan for how they profile their audience, whether we talk audience that they want to acquire to become customers, or we're talking about existing customers and so on. And if you look at the old saying of I've said it so many times, and sometimes I forget it, sending the right message to the right person at the right time using the right channel. Now, I think Don Peppers and Martha Rogers sort of coined that sentence a long time ago, more than 10 years ago, in fact, and still, you have to be really hard-pressed to find an organization anywhere in the world who's actually able to do that. Why? Because they don't have their marketing foundation in place. So that's what I'm noticing. Or some of the probably most important things I've noticed talking to CMOs, and then more importantly watching how they've been interacting how they've been behaving.
Sure.